everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sai Kiran. Today we are going to discuss about role switching, guys. Today we are going to discuss about role switching. Guys, just a small heads up. People who haven't seen my yesterday's video, please do watch that video and come back, because in that session I have discussed something about roles and what are assuming roles and how we have to assume the resources and what are actions and what are principles and all these things. And also I have discussed something about the policy generator, where we are going to generate the policies for whatever services we require. We are going to do one small task now. Again, this is a real-time activity, but still do not expect this task as an sprint task. But let me explain you what kind of task it is. We do have three AWS accounts. This is master account, and we do have another AWS account. This is staging account. Apologies for my writing again. And this is QA account. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to create one role here, and then we are also creating one role, but we will make an handshake method between this QA account and then from staging account to the master account. We'll see how we'll do the handshake method, or you can say integration. And then what we'll do, we'll create two users in master account, and we'll make sure we are adding these two users into an user group. Again, this user group has been discussed in the yesterday session. Please do watch that and come back here, guys. Let's quickly jump back to the practicals and see how it works, guys. Again, if we do have time, I'll show you how to install the Active Directory, because tomorrow we are going to discuss something about Active Directory single sign-on, which is SSO. There we are going to see how we'll able to access this users from the master account, self-hosted AWS Active Directory, and we'll also create one Windows machine, and then inside that we'll create one Active Directory, and we'll put some users there, and we'll try to give the access to the particular users. So we are going to see that Active Directory SSO tomorrow, but for now we'll achieve this task. Let's jump back to the practicals. Here is my console, guys. This is the master account where we are going to create the users here. See, this is my master account, and this is my staging account where we're going to create the roles, and this is my QA account. Okay, let's start with QA now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one role here. Come to IAM and then click on create role. Click on AWS account and another account. Make sure you are giving the master account ID here, because the handshake method will be integrated here. I'll paste the master here, and then no MFA, nothing was required. Click on next. Make sure you're adding the administrator access for now. Role name, QA role, and then click on create role. Okay, once done, come back to your staging account. Now create another role here. Go to the IAM, click on roles, create role, same AWS account, and make sure you're giving your master account ID here. Come back and click next. Here also same administrator access for this role. We are not going to give administrator access in real time. If you watched my yesterday's session, we have given only limited access to it. So for now, because of testing, we are giving the administrator access, staging role, and then click on create role. Nice, you have created two roles in two different AWS accounts. Now you have to create a user. Go back to your main account, go to the IAM, click on users, create user. I'll create admin1, provide the access, and then I want to choose my own password. Okay, click on next. Don't attach any policy, simply click on next and then create user. Now create one more user and say it as admin2, provide credentials, create IAM user, custom password. Nice, and then click on next. Don't attach any policies, click on next and then create user. Now go to user groups and make sure you are adding these two users to this group. Why we are doing this? Tomorrow if another user adds, simply we can add him to this group. Instead of giving policies to admin 1 and admin 2, we are going to give the policy directly to this group. We'll see this now. And then click on create group name as admin group, and make sure you're adding the two users which you have created just now, and then simply click on create group. Once you're done with the create group, we need to give policy, attach policy to this group, right? For that, what you have to do is click on permissions, click on add permissions, create inline policy. If you watched my yesterday's video, there we have discussed something about assume role. Now I'm going to tell you this again. Here, instead of giving the policies directly, what we are doing is we are telling this users to assume a role. Role from where? Role from here. Now we have to give our staging in QA, ARN, CR. ARN is nothing but Amazon resource name. Go back to your QA role. Where is your role? Here it is. Copy the ARN. And then come back to the staging. Here is my staging role. Copy the ARN. Control V. Nice. So what we are saying here is actions assume a role. Assume a role for what? For this resource. For these two resource. For these two resource, what access we have given? We have given admin access. But in real time, what you're going to do is you're going to give only whatever resource access he required. You will be giving only those roles. I mean those resources. Okay. Copy this and then go back to the users, click on JSON, attach the policy here. Simply click on next, give the policy name. I'll give it as UZ policy, and then I'll create the policy. Great. Now let's go back and check whether these two admins are able to access it or not. I'll copy the console link. I'll open the incognito window. I'll paste it here. This is admin 1. Password. Sign in. In the meantime, log into the another admin also. Where is the second admin? Here it is. Click on it. Open the console. Open it in an incognito mode, else it will sync with the current browser. Admin 2. Login. See, there is no access, right? We have given admin access, but still why it is showing no access, access denied? If you see here in the EC2, we do not have any kind of access. We have given admin access, right? So we do not have any access right now. Guys, there are two ways of uh, giving the access to the particular user. Now I'll show you the very first way. What we can do is here simply click on switch role. Account ID, it is asking which account ID, the 12 digit account number or the alias of the account number in which the role exists. Our role exists in both staging and QA, right? Copy the staging account ID and paste it here. Now what it is asking? The role name. What was the role name of this account? Staging role, right? Copy it. Oh, I forgot to check mark that. Okay, no problem. And then paste it here. Display optional NA, color we are going to give it as green. And then switch role. Now it is going to switch the role. Meanwhile, on the other side, we'll change the password here. Confirm password change. See, before we do not have any kind of access, right? Now see, we do have each and everything. If I click on instance will take long time. I'll do one thing. I'll simply create one S3 bucket. Now we are not able to see anything here. This is our staging role user, admin one, which is here we are not able to see anything. I'll show you the second way how we can do it. Once after doing that, then you will be able to see what is there in the master account. Exact mirror of the master account you will able to see here. So now I'll show you how to testing bucket will create. We'll see whether it does have full access or not. If you click on create bucket, see the bucket has been created successfully. Admin 1 do have full access. Where are we right now? We are at admin 1. Okay. Sorry guys. Now go back to the admin 2 role. Again, if you see here, no access was there. Correct? But in this admin 1 user, if you see here, this admin 1 user, we are not able to see any instances. Correct? Now I'll show you the second method how you can do it. Simply go to the user groups, click on admin user groups. Now what you can do is go to the permissions, click on add permissions and click on attach policies. If you give admin access, scroll down, and if you attach the policy has been attached, right? One way what we did, we simply clicked on switch role. Here we simply clicked on switch role, and then we have given the staging account id and staging role name, and the account has been switched and it got the access. Correct? That is one way. Now the second way is, now if I refresh, I have given this user an admin access, this admin 2 user, this whole group I have given access, administrator access. Now see what will happen if I refresh. See, if I go to EC2, see my portfolio, one instance is running. If I remove this running instances, I can see the stopped instances also. This is how exactly you switch the roles. Even if you wanted to switch this role, you can switch it. You can switch and do follow the process which what I have shown. And from the next time, you don't need to open a separate tab like this. Simply you can switch from here. Simply you can switch to QA. Simply you can switch to staging. These are the two ways how we can switch to the roles. Even if in interview also we can tell them, if anyone is asking you how you're going to switch the roles, or they might be also asking you if we do have 200 300 active directory accounts. They might be asking you how you will handle in your environment. So tomorrow we are going to do that. It's a bit important topic, guys. I'm going to install an active directory right now. I'll show you how to install it. uh, by the next class tomorrow, when we are starting the next class, that instance should be launched and it be ready, because I don't want to waste the time in the session. It will take somewhere around 45 minutes. So you also, if you are practicing, then make sure that you're deploying the active directory instance. I'll go back to my master account and I'll create one instance, launch one Windows instance. I will mark it as delete later because I do have already. Scroll down and select Windows. Make sure you're selecting 2019. T2 micro is fine. Select the keypair properly, because there will be some encryption password will be there once after your instance has been deployed. So there you have to select your keypair itself. Security groups, public management, and then launch instance. Click on connect RDP client. Make sure you are I don't require RDP file. Instead, I need the encryption key. I'll upload my PEM file and it will automatically generate one password. Now I'll click on Windows. Um, Click on DNS, log in here and then connect. Copy the password. administrator, and then copy the password. Click on OK. Yes, it will log into our Windows desktop. This is our Windows server, guys. Once after you logged into the Windows server, click open command prompt, and you have to make sure you are syncing the DNS and IP config slash all. I'm sorry. See, this is my IP and this is my DNS name. When creating Active Directory, in real time we do have a DNS servers and DNS resolution registrations and everything, but here this is our personal environment, right? So in order to make the proper communication with the DNS resolution, what we have to do is we have to make sure that we are syncing our IP address and DNS server. In a very simple terms, just to make you understand, the reason why I'm doing this is, imagine in your mobile phone you have your friend number, and you didn't even saved like that. There were 20-40 numbers were there. So how will you recognize that that particular number is your friend? Once after you're saving with that number, then there will be a proper contact will be creating, correct? So it's like making sure every phone numbers match their names in your contacts list so you can call them easily. Just same apply the same example here for the DNS resolution. Now what I'll do, ncpa.cpl, right click, properties, IPv4, double click, use the following DNS names. First you have to enter the IP here, which is 10.0.29.10.0.29.112, and here as usually I'll give my DNS IP, which is 10.0.0.2, 10.0.0.2. Nice. Click on OK and then click on OK again. You can close this. Now if I enter the same command, I'm sorry, I have to enter ipconfig slash all. See, my DNS and IP both were reflecting here. And then after, what you have to do, firewall.cpl, you have to turn off your firewall. In real time, again, we do have blockers and then VPN connectors. So this is a personal environment, right? We need to turn off the firewall. I'll turn off it and then click on OK. And the third step, what you have to do, go to server manager, make sure you are installing the Active Directory. Server manager, I'll click on manage again, add roles and features. Okay, now what you have to do, click on next, click on next, and then click on next again. Make sure you're selecting Active Directory domain service. Okay, add features, click on next. Here you have to select telnet because telnet is important. A B C D, yeah, T is telnet here. Click on next, click on next, wait for some time. Okay, I got install here. I'm installing. It will take for some time. Let's wait till it gets installed, and after that I'll show you what to do for installing the Active Directory completely. If you see here, guys, now you can see configuration required, installation succeeded. Okay, just simply click on close. Simply click on close. What you have to do now is click on this warning icon and then promote this server to the domain controller. Click on it. Now make sure you're entering the domain name. Here you can give whatever you want to give. We doesn't require any domain name from outside of like GoDaddy or Hotsticks or anything. Just enter whatever you want to enter. I'm just entering saikiranpi.com. Click on next and then again give the password. Click on next. Next. It is checking in the backend whether if the same name is having any other domain names or not. Hopefully it should not. No, nothing was there. Click on next. Nice. Next again. Next. Now what you have to do is you have to simply click on install. It will take 45 minutes and automatically it will reboot the server and it will start the instance. So we shall leave it as it is, it will take 45 minutes. Now if you come back to our instances again, so the reason why we are following this Active Directory installation and instance is, imagine in some cases our Active Directory might be in the on-prem server. Like your customer don't want to expose his metadata because Active Directory contains username, credentials, admin details, and all those things. So he don't want to expose his data to the outside, or he don't want to put his data in the cloud environment. Correct? So in such case, we required VPN connectors, or we required side-to-side VPN connections. As if you see my TGW Transit Gateway video, with that we can achieve it. So if your client wants to keep everything in the cloud, the one which you are following right now, we do not have any kind of on-prem devices. Now what I have did, I have kept my Active Directory in AWS cloud itself only. Here it is. So I wanted to keep everything in this cloud itself only, and then we will set up a Active Directory. Correct? We Our Active Directory is installing right now. So once after this is installing, it's not done, guys. I'll show you this tomorrow, but I'll just give you an heads up on this. There is something called security identity compliance. Here it is, security identity and compliance. Just click on it and then check for directory service. Here it is. Tomorrow when we log in here, then I'm going to configure this. This is not a big deal, just 2 or 3 minutes. Simply what we can do is, we have to click AWS-managed Microservice Active Directory, and then click on next, and then we have to install. But here, see, there are something called AD connector, Active Directory connector. If it is an on-prem, the Active Directory is an on-prem, then we are going to use Active Directory connector, and then Amazon Cognito, this one also. So yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about for today. If you have any doubts, please put it in the comment section. Tomorrow, don't miss the session. It's very important and it's a real time activity, guys. So we'll see you in the tomorrow session. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye bye.